elite college baseball at Texas A&M, which is everything that I envisioned.
Greetings, everyone. David Nuno here with TexAgs Rewind. I've got Nick Savage with me. Eric Casares out there. Nick, your favorite part of the show?
Definitely Schloss, and hearing his take on the weekend here and breaking it all down. What was I supposed to say? Andrew Monaco, my boy.
No, I was going to agree with it. I was like, gosh, he was so good. That's all I was saying.
Okay. Yeah, I thought you were like disagreeing with me.
So when you listen to Schloss, just listen to like how deep he goes into explaining things and how much you learn from Schloss. It's just a great conversation. And yes, we did talk about the Georgia pitcher who was caught doing God knows what, and he gave us his thoughts on how teams are handling, college baseball. Teams are trying to win just like they are in every sport, but the stakes have never been higher. Eric Casares, your favorite part of the show?
Yeah, I would say
your mic's got to be on though, buddy. Come on. Here we go.
Crazy. Yeah, my favorite part of the show, outside. I mean, can I say the same one as Nick?
You can say the same one.
Okay, then I was gonna say Schloss, just because this is my first time being in studio with him, hearing him talk and break down everything. So I thought that was really interesting.
Well, our next two guys on the Rewind could be headliners any day. Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies.
Goat.
Hello. Goat status. I don't know why I said it like Jim Rome. And Billy Liucci. Really good insight today.
Goat.
Is he?
Yeah.
What does GOAT stand for?
Greatest of all time.
What is he the greatest at?
Just, reporting and stuff.
I agree, actually. It's the Rewind. Check it. Edgerrin to the Packers, right? Damani was an undrafted free agent. Apologies.
Yeah, and what were we talking about Friday? Somebody came in here and said, no, McKinley's not supposed to get drafted until like the
4th or 5th round. He went in the
okay.
3rd round.
I thought he was supposed to be a 3rd round. And I remember thinking, if he's going to the 4th round, somebody's missing a really good football player.
Yep. Well, Layden Robinson going to the Pats. I like that for him.
I'm happy for him. That surprised me a little bit that he went that early, but good for him.
Yep. So Damani signs with the Panthers, so I get that right. Josh Seberry signs with the Cowboys. Ernest Cranover signs with the Saints.
Yeah.
Nick Constantino signs with the Broncos. Those are the notes that I have in front of me.
He's going to like punting in that thin air up in the Mile High City.
Yep.
Go a long way.
Josh Seberry did not spend a lot of time at A&M, but pumped that he's staying in the state of Texas. And
good for him. I wish him the best, especially if he plays well for my team.
Yep. I think Edge Cooper going to Green Bay is awesome.
Yeah,
it just fits him.
It almost hurts as much as the Eagles taking an ice, because I hate the Packers too, but not as near. I abhor the Eagles. I just hate the Packers. But God dang, the Packers draft well.
They do.
They do. They draft, and they like A&M players. They've liked A&M players probably since Terrence Murphy, probably since Leroy Caffey. They've liked A&M players. And, dang it, if they didn't go and, hit another home run. With the 45th pick, they took number 45.
Talk about this crazy weekend that included that Saturday game, and then Friday's game was just incredible.
Yeah, first of all, what's a party? I wish I knew what that was in season. But no. Yeah, it's awesome. Fans have 12th Man's always been amazing, but I think we've put together a solid season to this point. We have some star power players that people, want to watch play. They're very rare players. They don't come to college very often. They don't stay in college. And so that's, that you have some star power to come see. For the most part, our weather's been good. And, it's elite college baseball at Texas A&M, which is everything that I envisioned Texas A&M to be, or to be able to be even further. And so, it's been great. The fans were awesome, especially during the first game. Well, Friday night was great. The first game Saturday was electric. Even I think the fans felt the length of the doubleheader in the second game Sunday, because I remember, I don't know if you guys remember, but Camarillo had an at bat, like a 14 pitch at bat. I think it was the first game. They all run together Saturday, and the fans were as into it as if he hit a homer. And then in the second game, Teddy Burton had the same at bat to lead off an inning, and no one said anything. No, I was in the dugout. I was like, "Where'd you guys go?" Because they're just, man, it's exhausting. And then, of course, it doesn't rain a drop yesterday till 4:00. So
I knew you'd be upset about
it's
that.
So brutal, man. Trying to play weatherman, it's the most brutal. There's a lot. I got a great job, so it's not that bad. But trying to make decisions on weather, which affects so many people, because that family of 4 has planned to come Sunday and they can't come Saturday, and it crushes our players to have to do that. And so anyway, it was a great weekend. Didn't finish off the way we wanted to again, but I felt Lampkin was awesome. That's a huge sign for us. And so yeah, we'll take it. But the fan base has been incredible.
I'm even more impressed because it was in a very short period of time. He had to do all of that, and nothing has slipped through those cracks to say, oh, well, we got to fix that later. No. We're going to do it now. We're going to set this up now. When I say front office, you've got to have that set up, and you've got to have talent acquisition, and whether that's portal or high school, that ultimately is it. But you have to have everything else around there. It's not easy to say this is our culture immediately. But again, all those guys who he said, I hugged 40, 50 guys, they had success on that defensive side under Mike Elko. And then it's the old, trust me, players recruit players, right? Yeah. You're going to love this. What former players were saying. But to your point, that detail, very detail-oriented, and when you put it in a compressed time period of having to save an early signing period, of the transfer portal going in and out, all of that, the Texas high school coaches, I think, will end up being huge for that, embracing them. Yeah, it's to me, it's even more impressive, once again, looking back and seeing what he did during that time.
I know Connor's numbers in the spring game weren't spectacular, but were you encouraged the way he moved, the way he looked?
Just love seeing 15 out there. Yeah. Are you kidding? And throwing the ball, and it's where he throws. He throws receivers open. I just think there's such an understanding of Connor Wigman. And I know he's not there yet, but he doesn't need to be there yet, right? August 31st is when he needs to be there and be ready for camp. But look, he's different. And I've always joked with coaches, I don't know what it is, but I will always say he's got it. Look, I love the other quarterbacks as well. Please don't take that. But someone always has to be one. Connor Wigman is built to be a number one and a leader, and all that goes with that. Very excited to see 15 back under center.
There's a lot of different ways we can go with the NFL draft, but I want to start off with Anias because OB talked about it all week leading up to the draft. There were some places that said he wasn't going to get drafted. Yeah. What are you talking about?
So before every draft, Charles Davis, NFL Network, we worked together lifetimes ago, right? And one of my favorite partners ever. And he said, as we talked about each of the Aggie players, he said Anias Smith, when he actually wrote for NFL Network, he said that's one that you have to take. He told every team, you have to take Anias Smith.
2025 Desert Edge, Arizona's cornerback Jamar Beals-Goins committing to A&M over the weekend. I saw the alert on the TexAgs app, which I love getting, by the way. If you haven't gotten the app, you're missing out. Good stuff there. Excited about the newest edition.
Well, I am, because he's elite athletically. Speed-wise, he's got length at around 6 foot. Mm-hmm. I mean, these are high school height weights or these combines that still don't seem to get it quite right. But even if he's 5'11", I mean, he's got good length for corner, good height for the position. But, man, elite athletically. The speed, 11 foot, 5-inch broad jump is insane. The 100 meters of 10.4 better. I mean, this guy can flat out go, and you watch him play. And
turn on a dime there.
He's just really agile and quick. Just fluid, too. You watch his hips, his back pedal. Everything's fluid and smooth. He's an explosive athlete, too. So this was a guy, I think, a big-time talent, and at a position of need, just in the secondary in general, where they're trying to do this really fast upgrade. Elko, we've joked before how a few years ago, and he wasn't complaining, but it's like everyone sitting there saying, even on message boards and everywhere, just saying, Elko loves those big corners. He loves those big giant corners that aren't as fast, but he likes it. That's what he inherited.
Right.
He was working with what he had. It's not that he loved them and not that he hated them, but that was what he walked into. I think what he loves are great cover guys and great athletes in the secondary. I don't think he's sitting there going he wants them to be 6'3", 6'4". I think he wants the best guys that can cover. I think if you find a guy that size that can cover, that's actually a unicorn. That's not normal.
All right, Casares, tell the people.
Like, subscribe, comment, rate, share with your friends. Follow. That's what I got. That's all I got.
I was just hoping for more. We'll see you next time.